I'm being more controlled because I feel like here we are, people. We're in the qualifiers now. We're gonna up our behaviour. This is the elite. We've elbowed off all the other riffraff. We're into the VIP section of the IPL. Welcome. There's drinks. There's models. Look at us. There's models everywhere. Look at this model panel as well. Legends everywhere. It's the qualifiers of the IPL 2021. We're super excited. And this is it. These are the table toppers, as they call them. I always thought table topper sounds like a decoration that, that girls would say at their wedding day. Yeah, but for my table toppers, what I want these kind of flowers in an arrangement that looks like my husband's backside. And it's his shape of his backside, but done with flowers. It's beautiful. It's my table toppers. That's what table toppers sounds like to me. But it's not. These are the best of the best. This is the Delhi Capitals versus the Chennai Super Kings. Delhi have they won? Delhi have won the last 2 matches that they played with CSK, haven't they? So
Four on the trot.
4 on the trot. Look at that. The first comments in are already like boom. Just telling you.
Last two seasons, the 2020 and 2021, we haven't beaten Delhi yet. And the icing on the cake would be we beat them today. And probably, either KKR or RCB will finish them off on Wednesday.
Wow. Rish, I love you. You know that. But it wouldn't be the icing on the cake. It'd be the start of the cake. You haven't got no cake. Okay? The last 4 meetings have not gone your way. Look at you pouring icing on the cake when we haven't even mixed up the ande and the flour yet. So
okay, no icing on the cake, so it'll be the cream on the butter chicken then.
Okay, fine. Yeah, but then you can still argue you haven't even got no chicken yet. Okay, we got to go back to the basic ingredients. I'll come back to you, Chennai, in just a moment. Shall we start with DC? Are you the stronger side, Gurkirat? Be honest.
Form and position on the table will say that. Also the matchup, because sometimes you can be the stronger side, but you can come across a team which can be your kryptonite. Like in this season, you could say that RCB has been Delhi's kryptonite because they lost both the games to RCB. So yeah, I mean, form and everything and cricketing merit would suggest that in terms of matchups, Delhi have had the upper hand. But it would be foolish to say that, okay, just because you've won the last 2 games in this season and the 2 games previously, that you should be overconfident, because there's also history, which is something in sport. And if history is to go by, then 2 times Delhi and Chennai have met each other in the playoffs, once in 2012 and then 2 years ago in 2019, and Delhi lost both the games, and both the games were pretty one-sided. So you have to be wary of that as well. And yeah, I mean, there are a couple of issues that Delhi should be wary of in their own lineup. If they are taken care of, then more or less you'd see the result of the 2 games earlier in the season being repeated, hopefully.
What are the issues?
The issue is no batting depth. If there is no Stoinis, then at 6 and 7 you have an underbelly, and which sort of makes the likes of Pant be a little more conservative than what they ideally should be. So that is there. If Stoinis is back, even then you have Akshar Patel at number 7, and he's not an ideal number 7. Let's be very honest about it. So that is an issue. So if Delhi are 2 down in the power play, then it could be tricky for Delhi. So let's put it that way.
Yatharth, what are you hearing on your young people's app that you listen? I don't know what you youngsters talk on now. Is it TikTok? I don't know what it's called. But what are you hearing? Is Stoinis back? What are DC's chances? Are you in a strong position?
Definitely the area of concern which Gurkirat just mentioned is definitely an apt issue. But, Marcus Stoinis was fit in the previous game as well. Why they didn't win him? Maybe the possible reason could be they were trying someone like a Ripple Patel. And, Prithvi Shaw, didn't score as many runs in UAE, even 2020. Not in the 2021. His phase 1 was absolutely brilliant, but that was in India. So, maybe, he had Triple Patel click that day, he could have provided that 6 bowling option. And if he could have finished the innings, that could have been brilliant. And we could have tried someone like a Marcus Stoinis, if fit and available, at top of the order with Shikhar Dhawan. But now, Prithvi Shaw is back in his form and, his natural groom. So, if Marcus Stoinis is 100% fit, which he should be, because hamstring doesn't take that time to be recovered. So, Marcus Stoinis, he comes in at 6 and, that can provide that extra we still have a one, I'll say one all-rounder left, as Gurpreet mentioned about Akshar Patel. So that still remains the case. But, we can still get a cushion in our batting in providing someone like a Marcus Stoinis. And, the way he provides the balance, I'll say he's not the best finisher, but the kind of balance which he provides to this side is truly amazing. So, if he comes to the side, one of major problems will be solved.
No, you're right. Gurpreet, what are they saying are the big problems with DC? Well, actually, before we get into problems, let's focus on positives. The strength of DC. What's taken to the top of the table so far? Everyone's talking about the bowling. Has it been solely bowling that's got DC to where they are?
Of course, I mean, and the biggest strengths have been the likes of Akshar and Avesh. Avesh, for anyone who's taken 10 wickets in this IPL, Avesh has the best economy rate of 7.18. Among spinners who have bowled more than 5 overs in this tournament, Akshar has the best economy rate. So your support Indian bowling is doing far better than what your overseas bowling should be doing. Okay, I'd say that the only weak link in this bowling lineup has been Kagiso Rabada. So if a weak link has been Kagiso Rabada, that speaks volumes about the bowling, which is why they've won so many games. So of course, there's no doubt about it that this is probably one of the best bowling lineups, not only in this IPL, but the ones that have been assembled in this IPL. You look at, and the speed guns will also tell you, the speed guns, the economy rates will tell you that story. I don't think any uncapped bowler has had a season like what Avesh has had. You don't only need to look at the number of wickets, you also have to look at which phases he's bowled. He's bowled in the power play, he's bowled at the death, and the wickets which he has taken. He's probably taken big wickets in each and every game, except for one game where he did not take any wicket, which was against Sunrisers, the first game after the break. So from that point of view, the bases are pretty much covered. Delhi would just need that someone like a Kagiso Rabada strikes back form, because his Yorkers have been missing this season for some reason, and it's a cause of concern.
Okay, let's pull up the squad. Yadav, talk me through the Delhi Capitals squad that you're going to be pulling out again. No real need to look at those. That bowling lineup is incredible.
I'll say if this bowling lineup is not the best, I'll say one of the best bowling lineup of all the tournament. We have got a mix of both Indian and the foreign players, right? The South African duo has been working not at is 100%. I'll say 80 to 85%. And if KG comes back, as a Yorker, and then he would be absolutely unplayable. The only big concern, which you were talking about is, our finishing ability. Ripple Patel, Akshar Patel, and Shimran Hetmeyer has been decent. We had to agree, he has been turned out to be a match winner on both of the equation. And another thing, if our openers have scored the 40% of the runs which DC has scored in this whole tournament. So again, the clicking of the openers is must. If our openers click and they play, I'll say 8 to 9 over, then we are ready on the track and we are going absolutely according to our plans. But in case if someone slips down, and it's the role of the middle order to step in, and Shreyas Iyer needs to play a huge role in this match.
Yeah. I'll just add on one thing to what Yatharth said. I wouldn't say that Hetmeyer has been decent. I'd say he's been pretty good. He scored 200 plus runs at an average of 35 plus and at a strike rate of 180. That's not something which is decent by any measure. I'd say he's been pretty good, and he's actually saved Delhi on 3 or 4 occasions. You look at the game against Chennai, which was in Dubai. You look at the game versus Rajasthan Royals in Abu Dhabi. He actually took Delhi to 150 odd. Then you have to look at the game versus even Mumbai, where he only scored 15, but he just shifted the whole momentum. And then in the first leg, there was the game against RCB where he nearly won the team from an impossible situation. So he's been pretty good, I'd say, not decent.
I'll just throw the question from Sunny to you, Yadav. He says, should Sam Billings be playing tonight?
I'd say definitely not. You go with an extra batsman, but that costs you in bowling. So I'll definitely not try anything, because you are in a state where you don't have any time. You can try and change the mix. I'll say you go with Marcus Stoinis if he is fit. If not, I'll even take the risk of taking in someone like a Tom Curran. Definitely he can provide that 6 bowling option. Maybe his slower balls work. Harshal Patel has been brilliant throughout, so why not to try him? If his Stoinis is not available, and we all know he can tonk a few balls away out of the park, and he has been even selected into the T20 World Cup side for England. So I believe definitely not Sam Billings. If Marcus Stoinis is in, he gets in straight away, or not, then we can try someone like a Tom Curran.
Okay. Good stuff. Sorry, just want to big up lots of messages coming through today. This is getting serious now. Like I said, these are table toppers. All of my other fans across all the other IPL games we've been covering are all chipping in as well, which is great. Great to see you. Vandita, who says, Rishi, you look like you're watching Netflix. Squid Games going on downstairs in that bottom box right there. Prasanna's here, of course, your dad's here. But lots of messages coming in. Kaushik from Sunny. And from various other names, the feed's going crazy. But Sankit, question for you, Gurkit here, or for Delhi Capitals. Is there a case for Mishra to replace Ashwin against a predominantly right-handed CSK side? Assuming Raina doesn't play, I don't think he will. Moin, is there only left-hander, and he has better numbers than offies than leggies? You know what we're saying, right? So Gurkit, is there a case Mishra to replace Ashwin?
There was a case to play Mishra versus Mumbai Indians as well, and there was a case to play Mishra versus RCB too, because like Sanket mentioned, there was only Particle who was the only left-hander in the top 6. But since it did not happen in the 2 games, I don't think it will happen in what is a playoff game. Ideally, it should have happened, because even the replacement that you're trying to play, you should have given that player some game time, and I thought Mishra should have gotten game time versus MI in Sharjah, and he should have gotten game time versus RCB in the last game. So now it would be quite difficult, although what Sanket is saying is right. Moeen Ali is very good against offies, and Mishra actually did well in the very first game in 1KD too. So it's not that Mishra's some inferior leggy or something. He's probably one of the he's only 4 short of Lasith Malinga's overall tally of IPL wickets. So Amit Mishra is a very experienced bowler and a good bowler, but because Ponting has been so he's had a conviction about his methods, and he's not changed them, and he's played players on reputation. You see that with Rabada being extended all those games despite not doing well. You see that with Smith getting a game ahead of Billings almost the entire IPL. So I think he'll go with reputation again and play Ashwin, although playing Mishra will not be a bad idea.
Okay, so there is a case. There is a case for Mishra. From what you're saying, probably not the strongest case, but there is a case there. But maybe now's not the time to be messing around with the squad. And we're talking about squads and lineups and what to put together. And of course, we are brought to you by Paytm First Games, who are all about putting together your ideal squad across both teams. That's tricky today because it's hard to pick an 11 out of a fantastic 22 players. This is how it's done, and this is how Sachin Tendulkar plays when he's on Paytm First Games. Check it out.
Excuse me, क्या मैं आपके साथ खेल सकता हूँ?
लेकिन मैच तो शुरू हो गया अभी।
अबे येड़े सचिन है सचिन। हाँ मतलब वो भी है और जीतना भी तो है। हाँ सिर्फ बैटिंग सर।
सचिन की तरह पेटीएम फर्स्ट गेम्स पे मैच शुरू होने के बाद भी आप नया कॉन्टेस्ट एंटर कर सकते हैं।
पेटीएम फर्स्ट गेम्स, खेलो हट के, जीतो जम के।
This game involves the element of financial risk and may be addictive. Please play responsibly and at your own risk.
Do that. Pick your side. Maybe all this information that you're hearing today will help you narrow down, make cases for whoever you want to make cases for. On to my guys, CSK, the Chennai Super Kings, known as the Comeback Kings. That's what everyone's calling them. Prasanna, confident going into today, a fantastic Delhi side, but not every side is perfect. There are some weaknesses that you guys could exploit.
Not that confident as I was hoping. I'm obviously excited for this game. Obviously, it's a qualifier one and semi-final, and you're up for it. But given the way we have played our last 3 games and our last 4 games against Delhi alone, yes, things can change because in a semi-final, anything can happen. But going on form, I would fancy Delhi a bit more, but anything can happen today.
No, you're absolutely right. Let's have a look at your squad. Let's pull the squad up. And Rishi, looking at this squad, looking at the CSK team, looking at a beautiful opening partnership of Faf and Ruturaj, who have been great together. You confident? Rishi?
Yeah. So, Tommy, I mean, really looking forward to this game. I think, Suresh Raina will come back into the squad. We saw pictures of him practicing in the nets. The CSK official did upload some pictures. And, honestly speaking, with the experience that he has, and with just 1 or 2 games to go maximum in this IPL, I think we can give him another shot. And I don't see any more changes coming in, or any other player going out. The only change that might happen is Josh Hazelwood might go out and Imran Tahir might come in, given the fact there's so many lefties in the Delhi side. And I think Imran Tahir, with the size of the ground, the Dubai Stadium, would come in handy as an spinner as well in this game.
Any chances? Gorshik says any chances. Dominic, I think that means replacing Hazelwood.
No, not really. I mean, he was just drafted into the team, so I think with MS Dhoni, he wouldn't want to tinker with the team a lot, and he would want to go with a settled side. And I think there won't be that many changes in this playing 11.
Prasanna, let's talk about your captain. Let's talk about MS. How's he done? Obviously, we can see he's now. What's he batting at? Number 7? Was it? What was it? 6?
5, 6, 7 at times.
But your captain batting that far down. What does he bring? What does MS, do you think, bring to this current CSK squad that's got them to where they are?
To be frank, I don't think his batting is that much required compared to what it used to be, because I can name at least 7 batsmen who are better than him. Ruturaj Gaikwad, Faf du Plessis, Moeen Ali, Ambati Raidu. You cannot say Suresh Raina, but let's put him aside for now. You have Jadeja, you have Bravo. I would even say put Deepak Chahar and Shardul Thakur ahead of Dhoni at this point of time, to be fair, because their confidence is a bit higher compared to Dhoni. And you see Dhoni as a captain and as a wicketkeeper, he's second to none. I think we can all agree on that. His cricketing brain is something that it might be a strange decision, but it will work at some point. But as a batsman, his hand-eye coordination is diminished. We can clearly see that. And the lack of, at least in 2018, 2019, you saw he still played with India. So you have that bit of cricket with you. But when you're just playing IPL, for Dhoni and Raina for that point, when you're just playing IPL, even though you may do well in practice sessions, you may hit so many sixes. But when the game is on, I don't think I am. It's very hard to just come and just hit every ball for 6 or just getting to strike. Players like Raina and Dhoni, they need those 10 to 12 balls just to settle in, get accustomed to the pitch and get accustomed to the conditions. After that, they can do what they do. But if you get them, and that's what I mean. They need those buffer 10 balls just to get some momentum with them.
Right.
If I might add something, it's very much like the Yuvraj Singh conundrum after 2011-2012. He would be drafted into the side, not perform well, go back to Ranji, perform well, then come back. So, and the reason was there was an obvious difference in quality of the bowling that you face at the Ranji level and then what you face at the international level. So I think what Prasanna is trying to say over here is that in nets, you'll still be able to smash spinners because you've been so good against spin bowling since probably you've been starting playing cricket. You can still pick the ball out of the hand and everything. But when it comes to adjusting to pace of 140 plus 140 clicks, it's difficult, and it becomes doubly difficult on a surface like Dubai where the ball also has slight variable bounce. It's not one khede where there's a true bounce. The ball can sometimes stay a little low, it can sometimes rise a little higher, and then it sometimes gets stuck in the pitch as well in terms of pace. So it becomes doubly difficult. So I'd like to back Prasanna here with what he said, that at present on form, it's best if MS Dhoni doesn't come out to bat earlier, and whenever he does, he just comes out swinging because there's enough batting depth for Chennai for sure.
Yeah, Rishi, would you agree? There's no real need for any big changes right now. It doesn't really matter where MS is because you've got other great batsmen. The middle for both teams is a little bit shaky. I think here we go. Pranav said that as well. Middle order struggling for both of the teams. What do you do going into this game? Surely no need for mega changes.
I mean, with MS Dhoni, I think if there's a scenario where we're 3 down or 4 down in the power play, or within 10 overs, I think that's when MS Dhoni can come in and play a few overs here and there, knock the ball off, hit one of those odd boundaries, and then probably take the innings towards the end. That's the only time I see MS Dhoni bat up the order. Otherwise, it's not needed. Like Prasanna said, there's so many pinch hitters in the team. You have someone like Jadeja who's actually hitting the ball so well, and he's not coming up the order before you. And with the kind of batting lineup I have, the CSK team has, it's like batting till the end. But then not many changes that are required. It's just that I know the last 2 games against Delhi Capitals haven't gone as planned, but then the process is going to be same. It's just that, you need to put in a bit more effort. You need to hold on to those catches. You need to be careful of your shot selection, and then the result might be on your side then.
So that's exactly kind of what we said earlier as well. So it depends on like which kind of squad turns up, but the players have got that ability. Prasanna,
Exactly.
you're gonna add to that.
Yeah, and speaking of the last game, even though we didn't bat well, even though we scored this 137, we did very well to pull them to around 38 either of 4 overs. They need 22 of 16, and then Gautam drops that sitter of Hetmeyer. If Gautam catches that, the game is over then and there. So it's these small, minute details that happen in game. One moment in T20, one mistake can cost you a game. And
Tommy, if you look, I mean,
that's about it.
Yeah. So this IPL, we actually lost 2 games because of those 2 drop catches against the Mumbai Indians. The first game that we played in India, where Pollard was dropped by Fab du Plessis, and then Gautam dropped actually Hetmeyer. So these two drop actually costed us those 4 points. Had we held on to those catches, we could have been in a better situation. I'm not saying top of the table or anything, but again, you held on to those catches. It gives the bowlers that confidence, the team that confidence. Okay, we're doing well in the field. We're not dropping catches. So altogether, I think the effort from the entire team would take a lot of effort to get through this Delhi team today.
Definitely. I think you're 100% right. But both really, in a way, this links to last night's boxing. I don't know if any of you caught Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury or seen in the highlights today. When you've got heavyweights, one little mistake at this level, like we said, can have a ripple on the whole game and the confidence and the mindset and all that. So it's good. It's exciting stuff. It's the best of the best. It's the table toppers. Okay, we're going to look at your fantasy squad. This is the combined squad, our Paytm First Games team. This is what we would put together. See, I mean, look, you might go, oh, what? You putting Faf in at number 4? What are you talking about? Look, pick your team accordingly. That is fantastic. It's hard. And there's even now, as I'm looking at this players, you think, yeah, but what about? Who would you put in where? This is what fantasy cricket's all about. Join in, download the Paytm First Games app, play along for yourself. And here are our top picks as well. These are our top picks from each side, who we think are going to do the performing today. Dhawan and Pant for Delhi, Jadeja and Gaikwad for Chennai, maybe. Is that what you're going to go with? Play along, just makes it a bit more fun. I'm sure all the other fans from other teams that didn't qualify, that's right, you didn't, that are now resting, you can tap away at your keyboards all you like. It's okay, it's all good. These guys are in the game still. Right, so it's game on between you two. It's now fighting talk time. This is where it gets serious. You know, we've got 2 heavyweights. Ding, ding. Seconds away. I'm tempted to give everybody a go at fighting talk because we're into the qualifiers. So we won't be so tough on the 30 seconds. If you all want to chip in and add into each other's, that's fine. But who is doing it for CSK first? Who's going to kick things off? Rishi?
I'll let Prasanna do the.
No, not me. Last time I did, we all know what happened. So
right,
okay,
Rishi.
I'll do it then.
Rishi, it's you. And if Prasanna, if you want to come in with any stats, bombs that you want to drop at the end, feel free. But Rishi, for Chennai Super Kings, you haven't beat the Delhi Capitals. I'm doing that thing like I'm trying to fire up my fighter. But hey, you've lost the last 4 matches. Sort yourself out. I heard actually the commentator saying to Deontay Wilder, the corner man saying to Deontay Wilder, like, focus, don't drop your hands, get your arms up higher. See, it's the little things that count. So I'm saying the same thing to you, Rish. Get yourself fight ready. Your 30 seconds starts now.
Tommy, I think people keep talking about that we've lost 4 games on the trot against Delhi Capital, but they don't know we still lead 15-10 overall. Also, I would like to share something for a very dear friend, Ahan, who's not here. You see this? These are donuts. Donuts actually mean 0. 0 actually means the number of trophies Delhi Capital have. 3 is the number of trophies Chennai Super Kings have. And today, when we beat Delhi Capitals, I'm going to eat 3. Not 3, I'm actually going to eat 4 donuts, which means we are going to win our 4th title. You better watch out for us.
Prasanna, did you want to add to that at all?
Not really. I mean, he has nailed it.
Wow! Even Prasanna.
Tommy, just to add to that, if Ahan was on this show, I had actually ordered donuts and I was supposed to eat it in front of him today, but he's not here. So
the banter and everything apart, I don't think it's a good thing for anyone to eat 3 donuts, Rishi. It's not good for anyone. You should look after yourself.
No. He didn't say he didn't. Oh, it's gone now. He didn't say 3 donuts. He changed it. He went 4 donuts.
4 donuts.
Yeah. I said 3 because I don't expect CSK to win today. So he can have those 3 donuts to celebrate the 3 titles.
He's saying he won't be a 4th. There won't be a 4th donut. Everybody, all these comments coming in, just people going donuts. Just everyone's turning to Homer Simpson. Brilliant. I'm hungry now. Can I have some donuts? Yes, donuts all around. Let's see who's gonna go nuts.
If I can reply to Sanchit, you can have 5 donuts to celebrate the 5 matches that you won in this season. So yeah, you can have 5 donuts.
But Gurkirat, I hope you know the great Sanchit Desai has actually predicted that Delhi is going to win this season. So you better be careful of what his predictions are.
I was here on the show earlier, and Yatharth was also here. So he said that I'm going to jinx and everything. So I said if jinxing was going to help India win or any team win, then India would have never lost any world tournament, because if jinxing was the way to go. So yeah, I know it's an internal thing, but I've never been the one to believe in it.
No, exactly. Let the playing do the talking. Yatharth, is it you doing the fighting talk then? You got your strategy lined up. He's nodding away. Okay, Yatharth, ready to go full screen. This is your moment. And by the way, Yatharth, who's in the background? I saw some people walking around. Where are you right now?
I'm at my home, but I've got some random people. They are namely called my brothers, and they are supporting the Chennai Super Kings. So probably a World War loading at my home.
Wow! So look at that. This fighting talk that we're about to see now. This is Yatharth's real life. This is how he wakes up in the morning. Chennai Super Kings fans giving it to him. That's his own family. There's a war within the family. It's honestly, this would be a ZTV drama. It's brilliant. Okay, Yatharth, over to you for your 30 seconds, starting now.
So everyone here know that I'm not allowed to go for the fighting talk. So, I will just try to entertain some random people, in this time span of 30 seconds. So, Tommy, going back to you, what will the parents of Shimran Hitman say when, Hitman would be leaving for Dubai?
What did the parents say? What did his parents say?
They won't say, all the best and goodbye, come back soon. They'll say, Ja Simran Ja. That's up. I've just wasted my 30 seconds, and maybe what I've tried maybe just works off and clicks off, and you never know.
Right? I like it. It's a different strategy. He told a joke instead.
He's wasted the 30 seconds of fighting talk like how Punjab Kings have wasted the power play in the last 2 seasons while batting.
He's taken a Punjab Kings strategy.
Tommy, every time Gurkirat brings in Rajasthan Royals and Punjab Kings, he's actually pushing every other team on CSK's side to start cheering for us. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people hoping that CSK win today.
That might be the Gurkirat strategy. Let's that whole thing of like, what's the Virat Kohli thing? Virat needs to feel that everyone in the world is against him to bring out his best. Maybe Gurkirat is like a little Kohli in disguise. I don't know.
If we look at Virendra Sehwag's strategies, he gets everyone focused on Sachin Tendulkar, and then he cheaply scores his runs, and that in a bashing way. So strategy for everyone is similar like that.
I tell you, all I notice is, I've woken up. It's a playoff day. Now we're into the we're into the qualifiers, and things have suddenly got really serious. It's like I've woken up, first new day at the new year of school, but now everyone's getting ready for exams. Pressure's on. The teachers have changed. There's no more ha ha he he. There's lots of little digs going on. Sanjit said, "Gurkirat woke up today and chose violence." There's no violence. Look at this. Look at this show. Look at the stars. Bharat Army. It's a family affair. So no, it's violent word. No, not even violent words.
No,
It's
I only woke up today and chose to speak what I believe, about T20 cricket and nothing else. I
There
don't
you
think it can be created with violence. It's not Chris Gale batting.
No, it's the truth. You woke up today with the truth. Yeah, it's the real deal. He's the real deal. He woken up and he's telling you what's on his mind. Prasanna, I love the way you stay cool throughout all of this tamasha up here. You're like, it's okay. Are you one of these, like, do you want to just let the cricket do the talking? Is that what it is?
Hopefully it does, because at the past I've run up my mouth and I've got in my DMs. So I think it'll probably be the best that I just shut my mouth and just seeing what's going on at the other end. Like what Yatharth said with Sehwag, stand at the non-striker and with his bat like this. Just want Sachin do the talking.
Right. Ronak says, the master will show the final trick, his aces today, to his student. Very cryptic. Who's the master? Who's revealing it? And who's showing it? Where's it going to go to? We'll leave it on that. Rishi, did you want to? I thought you wanted to add to that comment.
The master is MS Dhoni and the student is Rishabh Pant. So Guru Shishya, Guru Chela, like they say, it's going to be a master and the student. Another exciting contest today.
Okay, it will be exciting. Enjoy. Oh no, the master is on and the student is Sanchit. So it's all happening. Right, look, lots of chat, lots of fun, lots of banter. This is it. It's the qualifiers and we are Bharat Army. So we love the fans. It's all about the fans. We love fans of cricket, fans of India sport, and we brought them all together with Paytm First Games, a fantasy cricket app where you can play along today. Download the app. Play along, have some fun with it, okay? It's game on. It's the first day of the qualifiers, and it's going to be a big one. DC versus CSK. Enjoy your day of action, boys. I think the winner's got like 5 days off, so we're playing like in several days' time. But until next time,
4 days off.
2 days.
4 days.
We're up on Wednesday.
4 days.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
4 days because the final's on Friday. So Monday,
Friday,
Tuesday,
yeah.
Wednesday, Thursday. Friday.
Wow.
4 days.
Nearly a full week off, so it's a good one and a double bite at the cherry for the second places. But it's game on. It's the final week. In a couple of weeks' time, we'll all be talking T20 World Cup. So let's enjoy this, enjoy today, and have a great Sunday. Thank you, guys. See you later. We're finishing the show.